Hello friends, so today we will do some problem on tree and it will be based on depth first search, and basically depth first search is same as whatever we had discussed in the previous video where we had done the depth first search problem for a graph. It's same as in tree. So I will do two problems today. One is like LeetCode easy problem and it is path sum problem. So where we are given a binary tree and we have been given a sum and we need to find out if there is a path from root to leaf, and if the sum is equal to the given sum. So we have to return true in case there is a path. We no need to check all the path. As soon as we find a path with the given sum, we can return from our function. So we no need to find all the path. And then we'll do second problem. It is a LeetCode medium problem, path sum 2, and where we are given a binary tree and a sum, again like same problem, but we have to return all the path in this pattern. So it's a basically array of arrays or list of list, and we need to send all the path from root to leaf node. So for example, here we have been given this tree and sum we need to find out 22. So is there a path from root to leaf where the sum, so both are same type of problem, and these are the basic things to know. So you will find there will be many problems which could be solved using this depth first search algorithm. Let's see this problem. So this is a binary tree and we have a root of 5 and it has two children 4 8, same way they have other children, and this has been given to us, and we are also given this sum equals 22. So basically we need to return true in case there is a path from root to a leaf node where the sum of all nodes equals 22. So if we do it manually, so for example here we have 5, so we'll take 5, then 4, then 11. So till here we have the sum of 20, and then we have two paths basically. So we have to go to this route, also go to this route. So first we'll go to this left route and we'll see 20 plus 7, so it comes 27, and 27 is not equal to 22, and we are at the leaf node. So what we need to check, as soon as we are at the leaf node, we need to check whether our sum is equal to the total sum whatever we have generated till now, and if it is not, it's false basically. Okay, so once it is done, so we can go back to this node and again will come here. So 20 plus 2 22. Okay, it's a leaf node, and also the sum equals to the given sum in the question. So we can say okay, so this satisfies the problem and we can return true from here. And if you see, we have one path here also where the answer is 22, 5 8 13 4 17 5 22. But as soon as we get the answer, we can return from here. We no need to calculate again for another path, because this question they are just asking whether there is a path where sum equals to the given sum of all the nodes. Okay, so we just have to find the first path, and then as soon as we find, we can return true. Okay, how do we approach this problem? So the way we will solve it, like at each node we have to check two things. One, whether it's a leaf node, and as soon as we find a leaf node, second we need to check that sum equals current sum, or there is another way to do it. What we can do, at each level we can subtract that node's value from the given sum, and we can try to find out a node which is a leaf node and sum equals 0 basically. So for example, when I am here, so I see it's 5. So when I go here or here to its both child, we can ask them to, okay, give me, do you have a path from your level to leaf node where sum equals the given sum minus node's value. So in this case 22 minus this root's value 5. So we will ask, so it will ask, root node will ask left child and right child, do you have a path from you to a leaf node where sum is 17. Same way this will come here and it will again subtract its value. So now it is 13. So this 4 node is asking this 11 node, do you have any path from you to leaf node where sum equals 13, and this process goes on until it comes at the end where sum equals 0. Okay, so we'll use that approach. So we will check whether leaf node, whether at each level, at each node, if it's a leaf node, then check if the remaining sum equals 0. Solve this problem. So this is path sum easy problem, and we just have to return true in case there is a path from root to leaf node where sum of the nodes equals to the given sum. Okay, so in a tree problem, so we need to write some Bayes conditions. Okay, in all tree problems we have to check some Bayes conditions. So for example, in this Bayes condition, first Bayes condition could be if there is no tree and we have been given root L as null. So in that case, you know, we cannot find any path if there is no node. So if root equals null, you can simply return false. So this is first part. And second part, as we already discussed, the positive scenario where we have a condition that it's a leaf node and the sum or remaining sum will do remaining sum thing and will just return true if remaining sum becomes 0 and we are at the leaf node. So if root dot left equals null, so first we are checking whether it's a leaf node. And how do we know it's a leaf node? If it does not have any child. So if root dot left equals null and reap dot right equals null, then we have to check if the value of that leaf node, if root dot val equals sum. So if the value, so for example, consider a case where you have just this 5 nodes, so there is no left, right, so this is not here, so we just have 5 and we have been asked to see whether there is a path from root to leaf where sum equals 5. So in that case, even root is the leaf node. So this is like as case condition. So so we will go root equals null, so it is not a null because we had 5. And then we'll check if root dot left equal to null and root dot right equals to null. Yes, so 5 in our scenario we will not have these child, so this condition will be satisfied. And we'll check if root dot val, so 5 equals 5, yes, then we can just return true. Okay, and if it is not the case, what we can do? Okay, so now understand the second problem. For example, the way I used to think it, I used to just go with the step by step. So first we saw a condition where there is no tree, so root equals to null. Then we saw a problem where there is only one tree with the root node as 5, which will also be like leaf node, and we coded for that. Now let's try to generalize it. Now we have a 5 and we have 2 node, for example 4. This tree has been given to us and they are asking whether the sum equals 9. So then we need to, what we need to do, we need to check both the child and as we discussed, subtract nodes value and pass to the left and right node and ask them the same question. So it becomes like a recursive problem. So we'll ask this 4 child, do you have a path from u to leaf node where sum equals 9 minus 5? So we are taking an example. So do you have a path from u to a leaf node where sum equals 4? Basically we are asking it. And for now we are thinking there is no tree here, we just have 5, 4, 8. So in that case scenario, it will see, oh, it's a leaf node itself and the sum 4 equals its value. So it will say yes, and again it will return true. So same way we are going to do it here. We will return has path sum. So what we are going to do, we are going to call same function for root dot left, and we have to ask root dot left by subtracting the value of the current node or root node from sum, root dot val. So for example, if you see condition here, we are taking sum equals 22. So we will first, so this 5 will subtract its value from here, so it will come 17, and 5 will ask its left child, do you have something from u to leaf node where sum equals 17? And same way it will ask its left child, right child, do you have something from u to a leaf node where sum equals 17? So this is the process will go on. So what did we see? We have to check left and right. So a binary tree can have 2 children, left or right, or left and right, or no children. So it has to ask for both. So that's where we are putting OR condition over here, and we can just ask has path sum root dot right minus, same way we are asking same, oh I'm sorry, so sum minus root dot val. So basically this second parameter is same for this function call. So here has path sum, we are asking this root node's right child, do you have something where sum equals sum minus my value, and same way we are asking this root node's left child, do you have something where sum equals sum minus root dot my value. And I just want you to notice, you already know this one, this is a OR condition. The property of a OR condition is, as soon as we find a true value here, this second part will not be evaluated. It will, so if it's a true condition, second part is not evaluated, so it is not going to be called. So here, this way, as soon as we find the answer, we are not going to call any function. So for example, in our case, it will go here, it will from 5 will ask to 4 first, because we are doing left right, and 4 will ask 11 first, and 11 will ask 7 first. And then because we'll come to this condition, and this sum from 5, 4, 11, 7 is not equal to 22, it will come back to 11. So it will come back basically this OR condition, because this condition failed. And then it will ask its right child. So it will ask from right child of 11 whether do you have something where the sum equals whatever is the remaining sum. And yeah, it will find this answer and it will just return it, and same will not be evaluated any further. So let's try to run it. Okay, so it's true. Let me try to submit it. Okay, so it is accepted. Okay, so let's see another problem, which is lead code problem 113 path sum 2. It's the same concept as whatever we did for first problem. Here the only changed part is like we need to now return the path, and also we need to find out all the paths. So no matter what, we need to run through each node and we need to return the final answer. Okay, so same way what we can do, first we can just, because here we need to return not true or false, we need to return a list of integers. So let me first create list of integer, and let me call it as a all paths, and this is an array list. And first basic condition we can check here, if root equals null, so the way we checked in the previous problem. So if root is equals null, there is no tree, so there is no way to find out whether there is any path where sum equals to the given sum. We can simply return all paths list of lists. Okay, and then what we can do, we can call a function. So because there will be a lot of code, so it's always good to modularize your code in case it is going longer. So in the previous problem also you could have created another function, but it was because of very 3-4 lines code, simple code, so I did not create a function. But here let's create a different function and call it as like helper function. And what that function will need, it will need a root, it will need sum. Also let's pass the all paths value over here, and let's take one more variable. So if you see list, it's the answer is list of integer, so we have covered here as part of all paths. But all paths is consisting of several paths, right? So at each time we have to create one path, then we need to create another path. So let me take one more variable here itself, we will call it as list of integer, and I will call it as a path new array list. Okay, and let's pass this also here, and at the end when this function is done, so we'll have a void return type for this function, so we no need to worry to return from this function. And at the each step we'll update all paths value, so that finally we can just return all paths. Okay, now let's write this helper function private, and it has void type, and it's a helper, and what it has tree node root int sum list of integer all paths list of integer path. Okay, so let's write base condition. So base condition for most of the tree problem is always check for null pointer exception. So we'll check if root equals null, and in that case we can simply return from this function, because there is no return time, it's void. You can simply write return, and this will return. You may have one question that why we are doing root equals null check in this function, in helper function, when we have already done it in the main function. The answer to that question is because we are also going to do some processing here in this function where we will call left or right child. We are calling function for left child of this leaf node, and you know that will be a null, and we have to handle that condition also. So in that case we don't need to do anything, we will just return it. Okay, now okay, so we have a base condition like previous problem only. So first we need to check whether the current node where we are, it's a leaf node. If root dot left equals null and root dot right equals null. Okay, and then we have to check whether the sum, so whatever sum we are checking at this level equals this node's value basically, right? You remember? So when we come from here, so from here we need to find a sum for 22. So we will subtract 5 from 22 and we will ask both of its children, do you have something where sum from u to leaf node equals the given sum minus my value? So 22 minus 5, 17. So 5 will ask to 4, do you have a path from u to leaf node where sum equals 17? Same question it will ask to this node, and they will do the same thing. They will subtract their value from the current sum and they will ask the same question to their both of the node until they reach at this level. So first we checked whether it's a leaf node, then we checked whether the sum of root that node equals the remaining sum or root dot value, and we can simply update all paths value. Okay, so let's me add the path, and I missed one step, and we need to keep on updating this path. So as soon as you are at one node, you just update this array list with the node's value. So root dot value. Okay, so for example, initially we are here and this is not equals null, so path dot add root dot value. So we will add 5 into this path. So the path will be 5. The path will basically contain one element 5, and then we'll check this condition. So this condition will not satisfy for this node, and we have to do something to call the same function for left and right child. So I think we can simply call helper root dot left sum minus root dot val, the way we have discussed this, and we can pass the current path and we can pass the all paths. What is happening here? So for example, when we are calling to left child of this here, at the same time we are passing path, and what does path has? Path has the value of 5. So this will have a path. Same way, when it will pass it to here, it will add itself to that path variable, and it will have the path variable or array list will have 5 and 4, and same way it will pass to the leaf node, and they will check here in case it's a leaf node and sum equals root dot value, then they will add the current path over here. Okay, and there is a check here, I will come on later. I just want to tell you I have left this, but I have left this knowingly. Okay, and same way, because it's a void function, we can call another helper function on its right child, and we can again ask right child same question, do you have a path from u to a leaf node where the sum equals that given sum minus my value, and we'll again pass the path and all paths here. Okay, only last step is remaining, and it's easy to understand. Let me give you a scenario here what I am trying to do. So what happens, okay, so let's come here to this easy problem. So you see, we were not maintaining the path values from, so for example, we were not maintaining whether what is the values of all the node in the current path where sum equals to the given sum. But what was happening, as soon as you were checking this last node, and it was backtracking here, and then it was doing this checking to the right child, and it was happening all automatically, and it is done all automatically. Once this function is done and it has returned false, this was running for parent basically. So this root dot left, when I was here, I called this root dot left, so this function was called and it returned me false. So as the property of a OR function, it again went to check another child, because for a OR condition this will check until it finds a true value. So here this found false, so that's where it was called second time with right child, but this backtracking was done automatically. Same way will happen here, but if you see this condition, because now we are maintaining path, so when we are going down we are adding the current value, but when we are leaving, so for example we are here and we checked, so with the help of these two function we checked the value here and the value here. So once we are at this position, this function will be called for left and right child, because but both are null, and as part of this base condition they both will return, the value will come, the function will come here, and then what it will do, so it is done, so it will pass the control to this 11 node, and 11 node will again, so this is done for 11 node, so 11 node will call this function and it will pass all the variables. But now you have to see, once I am returning from 7 to 11, so that 11 can pass control to 2, I have to delete the value of 7 from the path because it is not required. So that's what we are going to do. So path dot remove, there is a function remove, and here you can tell us, because it will be always the last node, so we can ask it to remove the last node. And how do we get last node? Path dot size, and because array list is also 0 based, we need to subtract -1. Okay, so that's it. So this is fine. We have one problem here, but I will run it first, and sorry, I have passed all path as third parameter, list of integer, so we can just simply do it as a all paths, and it is path, and this is path, and this is all paths. Okay, let's try now. Now what is it saying? Okay, again, now try this one. Okay, so you see it ran, but the output you see is a strange. So as you can clearly see, there are two empty paths written, and yes, there are two paths for this example, which is basically same as whatever we are running it here, and it successfully returned two paths, but those are empty. Why so? As I told you, this whenever you create a variable or object with new, it is created at the heap level, heap memory, and heap memory has a property like you can pass those references as part of the function call, and even in another function, if those are referring to the same reference in the heap memory, they get updated and they are reflected same. So let me tell you why this is empty, because what we are doing, this, if you see clearly this path variable, right? So first we are adding value, then we are deleting value. So at the end, when all function calls are done, it will be always empty, right? So even though when it ran, it added 5, 4, 11, 7, so it was not true, it came back here, then it added 2, 5, 4, 11, 2, and it went to this path, and also it added this path. It's not like it did not add, it added 5, 4, 11, 2, and it kept on processing. But at the end, you see, right, we are first adding, we are removing, at the end path variable was empty, and that's where it is getting updated. So first time when it got added to all paths, it had the value 5, 4, 11, 2, but with the processing, complete processing, it was empty, because we are adding at one place and removing one place. So at the end, it was keep on updating those values also. If you condition. Okay, so now you see, right, 5, 4, 11, 2, 5, 8, 4, 5. So this is the answer. So it means our function did right, it generated those value, and as soon as it added, the value was correct. But at the end, because this path variable is always getting updated and it will be always reflected wherever it was called, so it will become empty, because we are using this as a temporary path, and every time we add as part of function call, and we delete its value as part of function call, so at the end they will become empty, and again they are getting updated each time they are getting updated. So you find empty. So easier way to do it, as soon as you have to add it here, you create a new variable and add it. So it will create a new reference, a new variable, new reference to this variable, or basically it will be a completely new variable, and it will add to path variable, and then we will not access or update that. So new array list path. Okay, and with this simple change, if I run it now, you see our answer is matching. So let me just comment this out and submit this. Okay, so it is running fine. So let's quickly discuss the space and time complexity for both of these problems. So let me start with the easy one. So here we see, so we are running this function and it will be called a maximum for each node in case of worst case situation where this tree is like not balanced and it all the nodes have only one child. So basically it will become a linked list. So in that scenario we have to traverse all nodes. So time complexity will become order of n, and space complexity is again order of n, because if you see, because of the recursive call we are creating these in stacks, and they will be created in the worst case if the tree is not balanced and it's like a linked list. So it will be again, there will be n stacks for function call, so space complexity will be order of n. Okay, so let's see time complexity first for this problem. So we see again we are calling this function for each and every node, so it will be like order of n, but at the same time we are doing one more task over here where we are copying the current path to all paths variable, and this can take again order of n time. So total time complexity is order of n square. When it comes to space, we can ignore all paths, which is basically result variable. Other than that, we will be needing a call stack, and it will be like order of n space complexity. Okay friends, so that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.